So that's the factual position as far as the extent of the de-escalation that has taken place. But here's the breaking news that we're getting to you. India is still concerned about the rear deployment of the Chinese army. The Chinese have pulled back some of their troops from these frontline flashpoints, but heavy deployment of artillery, fighter bombers, and other heavy equipment continues to remain in depth. Remember, this was a large-scale mobilization that took place during the mid-May time. And even though the de-escalation has begun from the actual flashpoints, but India still has concerns active about the depth areas where China's large-scale deployment of artillery, radars, jammers, fighter bombers, trucks and other heavy equipment, including main battle tanks, continues to remain a concern. So the troops have withdrawn, but the heavy backup that the Chinese continue to have continues to remain a concern for India, and that will come out through talks. Second piece of breaking news that we're bringing to you, and this is very, very big news. India's sharpest message to China, and this comes even during this de-escalation that's on in Ladakh. India has restarted road construction in Ladakh, specifically two roads which are very close to the disputed place, very close to the standoff point with the Chinese. The Ladakh border roads work is continuing. Chinese protests aside, Chinese grievances aside, India has sent out a no-nonsense signal to the Chinese that India will not stop building its border roads. This is the Modi government's clearest message, perhaps, so far, that infrastructure development in Ladakh will continue, and that remains outside the ambit of the bilateral discussions at the military level. Border infrastructure is India's sovereign right, and this will continue. It remains to be seen what kind of effect this has on the ongoing de-escalation. Defense Editor Abhishek Balla breaking the story first here on India Today. Abhishek, de-escalation, baby steps happening in 3 standoff points. India still has concerns about the large-scale mobilization of heavy weaponry in the depth areas. And in the meanwhile, infrastructure development by India continuing unabated. This is a very tricky situation, but India sending out a clear message, Abhishek.
Shiv, as far as infrastructure development and road construction was concerned, this was one of the points that riled up China. And, you know, it's one of those things that triggered this standoff other than the situation at Pangong. So we'll come to that later. But the top political leadership has given the go-ahead, as we've been reporting all throughout this standoff, that road construction cannot stop. In fact, that's the message that's been sent time and again at various levels to the Chinese counterparts in all engagements from the Indian side, that whatever development India is doing, it's part of its, larger goal to ensure that there is infrastructure development in these remote areas. It has nothing to do with the disputed areas close to the line of actual control. But that's something that the Chinese differ on. Having said that, you know, as you pointed out, that one of the biggest concerns, despite the little withdrawal that's happened, is the fact that as far as the rear areas are concerned on both the sides, there continues to be a massive deployment of not just troops, but artillery and armored systems. So that's something that both parties are looking at ensuring can be de-escalated.
Thanks very much, Abhishek. Very two important news breaks here on 5 Live on the situation. So that puts things into perspective for you. Baby steps as far as de-escalation is concerned, more of a confidence-building measure, much more ahead, but concerns remain, and Pangong So is still very much a flashpoint. There has been no de-escalation or troop thinning out in that area. Meanwhile, while this de-escalation...
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.